Kachuk's dad slams his son's team in the media for being soft ahead of the matchup against the Leafs. Imagine having your dad try and spark your team because you're taking another temper tantrum. And speaking of Matthew Tkachuk, first you leave the Flames because you couldn't be the captain, or at least that's the rumor. Then on your new team, the Panthers are struggling to make a wild card playoff spot. So I guess your dad feels like he needs to step in and say something to the media about your team being soft. And, you know, you want to talk soft. Well, Keith, teach your kid how to hit. He's facing the player that he wants to hit. And at the last minute, he spins around, does a 180 and sticks his ass out and clobbers him. I don't know. Is that really what he should be doing? He does it all the time. Is he afraid to get hit? Is he soft? But anyway, the Leafs locked up a playoff spot the other night on Monday. Thanks again, Florida, for the loss. But we didn't really need your help anyway. You just lost on your own. Leafs have won enough games to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Samsonov welcomes his son 6 days ago, which is why he was away from the team for a bit. So congratulations on that. And he gets the start tonight. Again, the Panthers are on a 4-game losing streak, and they are absolutely desperate for a wild card spot. They're only 3 points away from getting into a wild card position. Pittsburgh has a game in hand on the Panthers, though. So tonight the Leafs are playing 11-7, so 11 forwards, 7 defenders, due to a few injuries within the throughout the lineup. The Panthers score first on a bad set of passes by the Leafs. It was incredibly misdirected there, as the Leafs were, it was like a hot potato. No, I got it, you got it kind of thing. And they're right in front of their own net, and they're passing it like within a 5-foot radius, and it gets put into their skates. They cough it up, and the Panthers come in and score just like that. But then after that, the Leafs got it together, and with 14 minutes into the game, the Leafs are out shooting the Panthers now 10-4. And Alex Lyon, keeping the Panthers in this one, he's making a lot of fantastic saves. He's tracking the puck well, but who is Alex Lyon? So Alex Lyon is an American professional ice hockey goaltender for the Florida Panthers of the NHL. He played collegiate for Yale Bulldogs and competing in the ECAC. He's 30 years old, and he used to play for Philadelphia Flyers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Those were his former teams. So I thought he played very well overall tonight in this game, and he's exactly the reason why Florida won tonight, was just to his brilliant goaltending. Otherwise, this game would have been total runaway for the Leafs. The shots after the first were 15-7 for the Leafs, and in the second, Aston-Reese ties it up on a redirect shot from the point, and that's early in the second. And then the Leafs score again 44 seconds later, and it seems that they're flying now, but the goal's called back on an offside, and it was definitely an offside. And while that's happening, Paul Maurice, he's just losing it on the bench. I mean, losing it up and down the bench. And you can tell exactly what he's saying just by reading his lips. He was not happy. And what do they do to reward him for that? The team goes out, and on the very next play, they take an undisciplined penalty for a late hit. I guess they thought they needed to be a little more aggressive. And they end up taking an undisciplined penalty. So the Leafs' third line getting aggressive and getting quite a few chances. They were really good tonight, the Leafs' third line. The penalty shot for Zach Aston-Reese for a slash on his hands, and Lyon ended up saving it. In the third, Matthews scores a go-ahead goal at 6:40 into the third, and from then on, the Panthers are really pushing to tie it up. Samsonov was brilliant in the third. He was standing tall. Lots of great saves, especially when there was a lot of traffic in front of him and in his crease as well. And he stood tall. So he did have a good game tonight. And at that point, the Leafs were out shooting Florida 37-21. And then late on the power play, the Panthers got a power play and they tied it up. So off to overtime we go. Matthews gets robbed in overtime by Lyon. Beautiful stop. But it was even better with the way Matthews got loose and was able to have that chance. And I think he wanted to have that chance back, but it was definitely a good save by Lyon. After that, the Panthers called a timeout. Paul Maurice called a timeout, and they talked about it. And then the Panthers go out, and they ended up a few minutes later scoring on a 2-on-1. So the Panthers' playoff hopes stay alive after snapping a 4-game losing streak, and now they're only 1 point behind Pittsburgh for the final wild card spot. But like I said before, Pittsburgh has a game in hand. And that's pretty much this game here. The Leafs didn't play a terrible game aside from the first 5 or 10 minutes of the first period. Lyon, he stood tall for the Panthers, and he played a really good game. So kudos to him for stepping up and keeping his team in this, because if it wasn't for him, this thing would have been blown wide open and they would have been sent packing. The game would have been over after, midway through the second if Lyon hadn't have made a lot of good saves. So that's it for this one. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and select the bell notification so you can be notified every time a video is uploaded. I appreciate you, and thanks for watching.